I'd like to start by getting your overall view of the global landscape we are in right now. So, what are the major changes in the world today, and where do you think the global order is heading?
Okay, well, there are two I think. So I think Trump is not a real challenge in the world because he has initiated tariffs against really most countries in the world, including some of America's closest allies. And that is hugely disruptive for the globalized trading system. I think the impact of that hasn't yet settled down because we don't really know how sustained these tariffs will be and what they'll do to trade flows. And most of all, we don't really know where the US-China relationship will settle because at the moment the tariffs aren't fixed and they're clearly both putting pressure on each other in the hope of getting a better deal. And until we see how that turns out, I don't think we can be sure things are going to pan out. But I think probably we're moving towards an era with less international trade, maybe more regionalized trade. The second big thing is the rise in strategic tensions. The biggest thing probably there is the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the Arab League. That's really changed Europe's outlook. There's a lot more defence spending in Europe, damage to the economy. And I think it's also meant that Europe is moving back towards the United States, even though they really don't like the tariffs that Trump has imposed on them. It makes it harder for Europe to have an independent from the US because the US is really the centre of NATO and NATO is the guarantee against the states against Russia. So there's that. And then I think the third thing is maybe technological developments, the era of AI, huge spending on AI. I also sense that this is going to transform the economy in ways we don't fully understand. Will it create much higher productivity? Will it create mass unemployment? Will it do both? And also being almost philosophical about it, a challenge to our sense of who we are as humans, or if we created something that's more intelligent than we are, how does that affect the future of the whole of humanity, aside from countries and economic growth?
And I'm curious about how China is positioning itself internationally. So my question is, how do you view China's role in the global governance system?
I think China has a big opportunity there because essentially the post-war world order, America probably was more important than any other country in making it, because it was the dominant power of the Second World War when the institutions were built, the United Nations, World Bank, IMF, the trading system. But America is now really turning on the kind of role that it created. It's withdrawn from important UN organizations. It's really doesn't like the WTO. It's not that keen on its own alliance system. It's withdrawn from the Paris Climate Accord. So it's turned into a non-status quo power, and also it's doing it in quite an aggressive way that upsets even some of its allies. And so I think that means that China is sort of, I don't know whether it will manage to do it, but I can understand why she has launched the Global Governance Initiative now, because people are saying, okay, well, if even America doesn't like this new world, this order created, something else is going to emerge, and maybe China can offer new possibilities and new ideas.